Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a delicious fusion meal. I'm going to be making a ghee roast mushroom masala and sandwiching it in between kulchas and serving it along with some yogurt dip and also a minty lemonade. Yes, mushrooms are packed with nutrition and vitamins and minerals, and when served along with these kulchas makes a great delicious meal. So without wasting any time, let's just dive right in and I'll show you how to make this dish. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make the masala for the ghee roast mushrooms. I'm going to be grinding in some fresh spices. So into our pan, I'm just going to go ahead and add in the cumin seeds, coriander seeds, methi, fenugreek seeds, and some red chilies, black peppercorns, cloves, and cinnamon. So I'm going to roast all these spices and condiments until you get a roasted aroma coming through, as well as you will notice that the seeds are beginning to crackle. The moment you see that, you just have to turn off the heat and then we'll be ready to pulse it along with some tamarind and some garlic. You can start smelling the aromas of the black pepper, coriander seeds, and I can notice that the seeds are crackling as well. At this stage, I'm just going to go ahead and turn off the heat and then allow it to cool before we blend it into a masala. So into the small jar of the Bajaj mixer grinder, just go ahead and add in the roasted spices. We'll add in the tamarind and the garlic, and we'll blend it to make a coarse powder. Did you know the Bajaj mixer grinder has a NutriPro feature which helps retain the nutritional content of the ingredients while grinding, similar to that of a seal butter, also known as the ammikalli. Alright, this looks absolutely wonderful. So now my next step is to make the mushroom ghee roast. So now our next step is to cook the mushrooms in some ghee. I'm going to go ahead and add in some ghee into my pan. We'll add in the mushrooms, and we have to ensure that we cook the mushrooms without any salt in the beginning. The reason is the moment we add salt, the mushrooms will tend to leave a lot of water, and then it'll become very curry-like, and which is not what we want for a ghee roast. Okay, great. So I'm just going to go ahead and add in the mushrooms here. Well, if you're not fond of mushrooms, then you can use sweet corn. You can even use potatoes, and it'll be really nice. And you can also use maybe paneer as well, and it will taste nice too. Great. So wonderful. So I'm just going to add in some turmeric powder and then allow the mushrooms to cook in its own heat until it sort of shrinks a little bit in size. It'll start getting cooked with the heat. Okay, so we'll just wait for it to roast and cook just a bit in ghee, and after that we'll add in all the masalas. So I've been roasting for about a couple of minutes, and it's shrunk in size and it's almost cooked as well. It's not completely cooked because we're going to be cooking it with the masalas. The next step is going to be adding the curry leaves. Yes, I'm just going to go ahead and tear all the curry leaves and add it in. Okay. Ensure that you tear the curry leaves and add, because that brings in a lot of taste and flavor to the ghee roast. Wonderful. Just give it a stir and we'll add in our masala. And add in the salt at the stage. Notice that it started releasing water. We need to, evaporate most of that moisture. Great. I'm just going to add in the jaggery. Wonderful. So now I'm going to turn the heat to high and cook the mushrooms until it gets well coated with the masala for about 3 to 4 minutes, and until also most of the moisture has evaporated. So notice after about 5 minutes, it's got well coated with the ghee roast masala, and it absolutely is flavorful and divine. And do give it a taste to ensure that you've got the right amount of salt. So now I'm going to keep this to the side, and because the ghee roast mushroom masala is ready, and now I'm going to show you how to make the kulchas. So let's get started with that. To begin making the kulchas, I'm just going to go ahead and add in my whole wheat flour, complete whole wheat flour I'm going to be using, and some green chilies. We're going to be making some chili garlic kulchas, okay? Some garlic, finely chopped, and green chilies also finely chopped. Sugar, yeast, instant version of the yeast, salt, lots of coriander leaves. You can also add methi leaves if you wish, and either which works very well. Wonderful. So just mix all the dry ingredients together first. After that, I'm just going to go ahead and add in the ghee. And I'm going to add in the dahi. and I'm going to knead it until we get a nice smooth dough. I'm going to be adding little water at a time, and we'll knead it until all the dry flour comes together and we get a nice smooth dough. And after that, I'm going to set it aside for about an hour and a half or two to rise or double in size, okay? Wonderful, all the flour has come together. Now I'm just going to go ahead and cover this and keep it aside for about an hour and a half or 2 hours until it rises. Okay, so I've already made like a batch of dough and kept, so I'm just going to take it out and show it to you, and so that we can make the kulchas straight away. Wonderful, let me just cover this and then show you how my dough looks, which I just made this morning. Alright, notice how beautifully it has risen, and this is exactly how you want it to be. It's nicely aerated and perfect for making the kulchas. So I'm just going to knead it for just a little bit, and after that shape it into small tiny round balls to make small mini kulchas with which we're going to be making a kulcha sandwich. Okay. So now that I've divided my kulchas into various portions, small lemon-sized portions, I'm just going to go ahead and roll it out into a kulcha, which is essentially like a thick roti or a thick naan, right? So because we're going to be making it a sandwich, I'm not going to be making it too thick, just about the right thickness to get a sandwich. Wonderful. So about a 4-inch diameter is great, and this is wonderful. I'm just going to go ahead and place it to the side and roll out a few more, and then we'll cook the kulchas first on the tawa, and then after that we will stuff it with a sandwich and grill it along with some cheese. So to cook the kulchas into a preheated pan, just place the kulchas on the pan. So we'll cook them on both sides for a couple of minutes, and then after that cook it along with some ghee. So once you notice that the kulchas are bubbling up and they're puffing up as it's exposed to the heat, at which stage I'm just going to go ahead and add in a little bit of ghee, and then cook the kulchas on both the sides until it's completely cooked and has a light golden brown color as well. So I've been cooking for about a couple of minutes on medium-high heat, and the kulchas have cooked on both the sides, and it's just perfect. My next step is to cook the remaining kulchas as well, and after that we'll put some mushrooms in between, some cheese, and then grill it to make a kulcha sandwich. Makes a great, delicious meal. Okay, so now that the second set of kulchas are also cooked, I'm ready to add in the ghee roast mushroom in between. You can either use a grill pan for making this sandwich, or you can use the same tawa and make the sandwich as well. So all of which work very, makes the kulchas really look great and tasty. Great, wonderful. I'm just going to go ahead and add in the cheese. And after that, I'm going to cover this with the other kulcha and then press it down. And I'm going to allow the cheese to melt, and after that our kulcha sandwich is ready, and we'll be able to cut it and then serve it. Wonderful. Now that this is done, my next step is to quickly whip up the garlic dip as well as the minty lemonade and our meal, which is the ghee roast mushroom kulcha sandwich. Cheesy kulcha sandwich along with some minty lemonade and dip would be ready. So for the dip, quickly, I have some hung curd over here ready. I'm going to add in some salt and some garlic. Absolutely simple and quick to make a yogurt dip, and some olive oil. Fantastic. All I have to do is to whisk all this up, and our yogurt dip is ready, and it makes a great side dish for all kinds of dishes, from even your cutlets and patties. This dip can be used to spread on your sandwiches, and and even to serve it along with these ghee roast mushroom kulchas. Wonderful. You can even top it up with some herbs, olive oil, some jalapenos or green chilies if you like, and they will taste really nice. Wonderful, wonderful. This is great. Just whisk it up, and our yogurt dip is ready. My next step is to show you how to make the lemonade. So into the tall jar of my Bajaj mixer grinder, I'm just going to go ahead and add in the mint leaves, lots of them, lemon juice, some black pepper powder to add to that spice, some black salt, also known as a kala namak. You can use a regular salt as well. We'll add in the sugar, and we're going to add water. Now I'm going to just blend all of this to make a nice, delicious lemonade. You can also add in some ice cubes if you like, and then blend it. All right, this is done. Now I'm ready to serve the ghee roast mushroom kulchas along with the dip and the lemonade. So I really hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make these delicious and spicy ghee roast mushrooms sandwiched between cheesy kulchas and served along with a yogurt dip and lemonade. Do give this recipe and a meal a try. I'm sure you would love it. When you do, don't forget to take a snapshot of it. Send me a picture, tag me across all your social channels, and I would love to hear from you. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.